Welcome back. If you're in IT management or an IT professional looking to scale your AI initiatives, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're diving straight into part 2 of our 10-part tutorial, Introduction to MLOps for IT Professionals. We're focusing strictly on Chapter 2 of our source material today, and it is entirely about the human element behind operationalizing machine learning. We're going to look at team structure, the specific roles you need, and exactly who does what when you bring machine learning into a real-world production environment. Just as a quick reminder, the incredible blueprint we're exploring comes straight from the experts at Virtualization Options LLC. They're a highly respected, Colorado-based technology research, education, and advisory organization. And this comprehensive tutorial is designed specifically to help IT leaders like you understand not just the high-level theory of MLOps, but the pragmatic, boots-on-the-ground fundamentals of how to actually implement it in your own environment. Okay, let's look at today's agenda. We've got 1. The MLOps human element. 2. The missing engineering role. 3. Defining MLOps roles. And 4. Leadership priorities. Let's jump right in. Section 1. The MLOps human element. Why role clarity is non-negotiable. You know, it's such a common trap in IT to get completely hyper-focused on the tech stack, right? We obsess over the pipelines, the cloud infrastructure, the algorithms. But the absolute truth is, even the most sophisticated technology architecture in the world will fail if you don't have the right people organizing and operating it. Our source material makes a very bold statement directed right at management. Clear role definition is one of the highest leverage actions an IT leader can take, period. Because if there's ambiguity in your organization about who actually owns a production model, you're actively creating a massive vulnerability. When nobody knows exactly where the data scientist job ends and the operations team's job begins, you just end up with undocumented, incredibly fragile deployments that are literally just waiting to break. Moving on to Section 2, the missing engineering role, a critical organizational pitfall. Now, this brings us to what is arguably the single most common and honestly the most dangerous organizational pitfall companies make when trying to build out their AI and machine learning teams. The text specifically warns that organizations skipping the ML engineer role end up forcing their data scientists to manage production systems. Think about how unfair and incredibly risky that is. You're taking brilliant mathematicians and statisticians who excel at building models, and you're just throwing them into a production operations role that they simply aren't trained for. The result? Massively high operational risk. When you put these two disciplines side by side, you instantly see exactly why that overlap fails. On one side, your data scientist is living in an exploration-driven world. Their primary focus is model development, figuring out feature selection, and defining evaluation metrics. It's highly experimental work. But on the other side, the ML engineer is completely focused on rigorous engineering and automation. They care about pipeline automation, setting up the serving infrastructure, and optimizing system performance. You just cannot expect one person to seamlessly do both of these highly specialized jobs at an enterprise scale. It doesn't work. Section 3. Defining MLOps roles, the organizational blueprint. If you're in IT management and you're looking to scale your AI teams effectively and safely, consider this matrix your ultimate cheat sheet. These are the 4 foundational pillars of an MLOps organization. We just talked about the first 2, right? The data scientist who focuses on the training logic and the ML engineer who handles model packaging and pipeline automation. But look right below that. You also absolutely need the MLOps engineer. This person focuses strictly on the platform layer, so the CI/CD tooling, orchestration, and infrastructure as code using tools like Terraform and Kubeflow. And finally, you have the data engineer at the bottom. Since 60% of ML project failures trace back to data quality, this role is vital. The data engineer guarantees that the raw materials, your data pipelines and feature stores, are pristine, fresh, and completely auditable. Section 4. Leadership priorities. Strategic action items for management. So, knowing the roles is great, but what are the high-leverage strategic action items that IT management actually needs to execute on starting today? Well, your success is going to be dictated by how well you execute these 3 strategic mandates: hiring for engineering discipline, mandating cross-functional alignment, and upskilling your existing DevOps staff. Let's break each one of these down. Priority number 1 is a fundamental hiring shift. When you're scaling to production, you must prioritize ML engineers with strong software engineering backgrounds over pure data scientists. It's a really common misconception that to do more AI, you just need to hire more data scientists.
But when a model leaves the lab and hits the real world, reliability demands hardcore engineering rigor, not just mathematical expertise. You need people who inherently understand software reliability, automated testing, and complex system architecture.
Priority number 2 addresses your culture. MLOps success requires active, mandated collaboration right across the business. This means bringing together IT, legal and compliance, data governance, and your business stakeholders. AI is not a siloed IT sandbox project. Because these models make decisions that impact the business and carry real regulatory risk, the operational framework has got to be deeply integrated with legal and business governance from day one. If IT tries to do this all in a vacuum, the project will absolutely fail. And finally, priority 3. This offers a massive strategic win for management. You don't necessarily have to go out and fight in this crazy competitive job market for every single MLOps role. You can drastically reduce your hiring costs by upskilling your existing DevOps engineers. The source outlines a really clear 3-step path here. First, give them targeted training in basic ML concepts so they understand the overall lifecycle. Second, have them master experiment tracking tools. And third, have them learn model serving platforms. Because they already understand automation and CI/CD inside and out, they are completely primed to take on these MLOps roles with just a bit of specialized training. Which brings us to the end of our explainer today. But I want to leave you with a very direct, somewhat provocative question to reflect on. Who owns your production models right now? Literally, if a model degrades in production today at 2 p.m., whose pager goes off? Is it a data scientist who has no idea how to fix the server, or is it clearly defined through a robust MLOps framework? If you can't confidently answer that question right now, you have an organizational vulnerability that needs your attention. Thank you so much for joining me to unpack this source material. Take these insights, go structure those teams, and I will see you in the next explainer.